Good morning, dear students, and welcome to the class. Today, in your chemistry class, you are going to learn about the resources which are provided by the earth. Well, as you know, there are so many resources which are provided to us by the earth. We get solar energy, soil, coal, birds, plants, oceans, energy, flowers, minerals, natural gas, that is fossil fuel, oxygen, then we have animals, metals, timber, trees, fish, oil. So many things are around us which are provided to us by the earth. So these are the resources which are provided to us. Now, what is a resource? A resource is something we can use to make our lives better. The earth has many resources that benefit us, and the resources which are provided to us by the earth are called as natural resources. Some of the resources we get from the earth, as you have seen in the previous module. Some of the resources we get from the earth are water, air, sunlight, soil, plants, animals, rocks and minerals, fossil fuels like coal, oil, natural gas, and there are many more resources we obtain from the earth. Now, these resources which we get from the earth, or the natural resources which we get from the earth, they can be replaced within years or within a human lifetime. There are some resources which can be replaced within few years, and there are some resources which cannot be replaced at the rate they are being used up. So on the basis of the replacement, or the way they are obtained, the natural resources are of two types: the renewable resources, and the non renewable resources. Some natural resources which can be replaced within a few years or within a human lifetime, they are called as renewable resources. For example, trees, wind, sun, water. These are the few examples of renewable resources, and they are resources we most likely will not run out of. Well, there are certain resources which cannot be replaced at the rate they are being used up, because they take hundreds or thousands and even millions of years to be made. Once they are used up, they are gone. For example, the non renewable resources are the fossil fuels like natural gas, petroleum, coal, etc. So, these are the renewable and non renewable resources. This is why it is very important that we take care of the non renewable resources, because it takes hundreds or thousands and even millions of years to be made. Now, why are Earth's resources important to us? The question that comes to my mind is, why are the Earth's resources important to us? So let me tell you the answer. Because the Earth's materials are very, very useful to us. We use them to make our lives better. This is why we need these resources. Another question that strikes my mind is, how do we use the Earth's materials? How do we use it? So, the Earth's materials can be used as fuel. We are using it in our day to day lives. For example, coal is used to produce electricity, and also it is helpful during the winters because it provides warmth in our house. Then, wood, an insufficient way to make heat, is an inefficient way to make heat or light. Another use is of natural gas. Natural gas is also helpful in production of electricity, and also it is helping in heating or warming our homes. Then oil is also used to make electricity. It helps in warming our homes, and also it is a power for vehicles. Alternative ways are also there to make energy without using the fossil fuels. That is, with the usage of sun, the solar power plants can be there, which will provide electricity, which will be helpful in providing solar energy. Then wind power, it can be used for production of electricity, and other than that, the hydropower plants are there where water is used in the production of electricity. Now, the topic that we are going to deal today is about a resource that is required in huge amount by each one of us in our day-to-day lives, and the topic is water. Water is present all around us. That means around the world, each one of us need water, and also it is present on the surface of the earth. As you are aware of it, that about three-fourths of the earth's surface is covered with water. So, next to air, the most important substance for our survival on the earth is water. So, water is an important natural resource which is required by all living beings. It is essential for life, for humans, animals, and plants. It is an essential substance for sustenance of life on the earth, and it is the second most basic requirement we have after air. It is found on the earth's surface, above it, and also it is present below the earth. So, water is an essential natural resource. Water is a liquid which has no color. That means it is colorless, tasteless, and odorless. It has the highest known specific heat, and it acts as an efficient solvent when it is hot. We use water daily for many purposes. Every drop of water counts. Due to a regular and adequate supply of water, we hardly feel its importance. However, whenever there is scarcity of water, we realize how useful water is in our daily life. Water plays a key role in carrying out various important activities like drinking, cooking, bathing, irrigation, etc. Hence, life is possible on the earth due to the presence of water. And in the beginning, I have already discussed that nearly three-fourths of the earth's surface is covered with water. It is present in all living things, and most of the world's water is in the sea. Water covers about 70% of the Earth's surface and is present in the form of rain, snow, hail, etc. So, we consider water as a very important resource for the environment. Water is present almost in all natural things like plants, animals, rocks, and air. In the solid state, it exists as snow in snow covered mountains. It is present in the rocks and minerals as water of crystallization, and as water vapor, it is present in the air. Water covers about 70% of the Earth's surface and it occurs in both free as well as combined state. Water is present in three forms. The three states of water are solid, liquid, and gaseous. The solid form of water is in the form of ice, liquid form of water is in the form of water, and the gaseous form of water is in the form of water vapor. Now, the percentage of water it varies in different living organisms. Other than that, the water on the surface of the earth is also about 70%. That is, about 70% of the earth's surface is covered with water, and about 97% of the earth's water is present in the oceans and seas. The remaining 3% of the water is present as fresh water. Most of the fresh water we find in the form of ice or snow in the polar regions, mountains, and glaciers. So, only about one third of the fresh water is present in rivers, lakes, springs, and ponds, and this water is used for agriculture and drinking purposes. Water is also present in the atmosphere, and in the atmosphere, water is present as water vapor, clouds, mist, etc. Then, water is also present in the living beings. About 70% of the human body consists of water. It is an important part of our diet because water helps the body to perform specific functions in our body. It acts as a medium. The fruits and vegetables and also the food grains also contain water, as I have already told you, and in the module also you can see that tomato contains about 90% of water. In the tree there is about 60% water, and in the elephant's body there is about 80% of water. Now, let's discuss about the sources of water. The major sources of water can be divided into few categories like rainwater, surface water, and groundwater. So, these different sources of water have different water bodies like ocean, lake, pond, stream, and river. The sources of water. Precipitation is the form of rain or snow which provides fresh water to our planet Earth. What do you understand by precipitation? Precipitation is the precipitation is in the form of rain or snow. That is, in the form of rain or snow, the water comes down on the surface of the earth. So the fresh water is provided to the planet Earth. Most of this fresh water returns back to the oceans through the rivers flowing across the globe. And the various sources of water also can be divided into two main categories, that is, the surface water and the underground or subsoil water. Now, let's discuss about the surface water. Surface water consists of water that is present in the various water bodies like seas and oceans. They cover about 70% of the Earth's surface. Water present in the oceans and seas contains a large amount of dissolved salts. Due to the presence of dissolved salts, this water is salty and it is called as saline water. And this water is unfit for drinking purpose, for washing purpose, for irrigation, and also for industrial purposes. Then, another form of surface water is rivers, lakes, streams, and ponds. Water present in these water bodies comes from the melting of the snow on the mountains and also from rain. Along its course, water travels through the hills and plains and becomes impure. It contains dissolved salts and suspended impurities. So, the water that is present in the rivers and lake, from where does it come? It comes from the rain and also from the melting of snow. The water, it flows down the hills and then it goes into the rivers. On its way, it dissolves some soluble salts and also carries suspended impurities like clay, sand, and sewage. These substances which adds on to water adds harmful bacteria also to the river water, and this causes deadly diseases such as cholera, dysentery, typhoid, etc. Due to the harmful bacteria and germs, this water also becomes unfit for drinking purpose. Then, another major source of water is rainwater. Rain forms an important part of the water cycle. Rainwater is considered to be the purest form of water. And how does it gets renewed or how does it replenishes? It replenishes other resources of water. However, while falling down, the rainwater gets polluted. How does it get polluted? It gets polluted with the dust particles and some of the dissolved gases such as oxides of carbon, nitrogen, and sulfur, which is present in our atmosphere due to human activities. So, the rainwater is the purest form of naturally occurring free water. Why is it considered so? Because it is formed by the natural distillation of surface water or seawater by the heat of the sun. Rainwater, however, does not contain some impurities. As the raindrops travel through air, they do pick up the dust particles which are floating in the air, and at the same time they also dissolve a little oxygen and nitrogen, and also a small amount of carbon dioxide gas. This carbon dioxide gas dissolves in water and forms weak acid, which is commonly called as carbonic acid. And when rocks containing lime are exposed to such water, what happens? The carbonic acid, it gradually dissolves them, thereby they cause erosion. That means the top layer of the rock is removed. In the regions where heavy industries are located, this rainwater dissolves a fair amount of sulfur dioxide and also nitrogen dioxide. So, in these areas, it forms sulfuric acid as well as nitric acid. Thus, an acid rain is caused. This acid rain, which comes down on the surface of the earth, it damages the crops, forests, buildings, and other environmental bodies. Then, another important source of water is the underground water or subsoil water. Now, how is this groundwater collected? The part of the rainwater seeps down into the earth until it meets the hard rock. The water cannot go below this hard rock, and therefore it goes on accumulating or collecting at a place, and the place where this rainwater which seeps down through the different layers of the soil, the place where it collects or accumulates, it forms a reservoir. This reservoir of water over the hard rock and below the earth's surface is only called as underground water. What is it called? It is called as underground water. This water is free from suspended impurities. Why it is considered free from suspended impurities? Because this water is filtered by nature as it passes through several layers of the soil. Other than this, another source of underground water is the well water. When the earth's surface is dug deep, water reservoirs are found above the impervious or hard rock. This reservoir of water is only called as well. So, the groundwater is the water which is present under the ground or below the earth's surface, where the soil is completely filled or saturated with water. The rainwater, it seeps down through the several layers of soil, through the topsoil and the layers of the rocks like limestone, sand, gravel, and it gets collected on the top of the non-porous layer. The non-porous layer is the layer of rock which is present beneath the different layers of the soil. So, the top level of this underground water is termed as water table, and the water which is present under the ground is called as aquifer. Then there is another source of underground water which is present over the impervious rocks, and when this water which is present over the impervious rock or the hard rock exerts pressures, what happens, this water comes out in the form of an opening, and this water is called as spring water. So there are two main sources of underground water. One is well water and the second one is spring water. So with this we end up today's session. Hope you have understood about the various sources of water and its importance. God bless you.